Hey everyone, it's Jen at Ink Paper Rubber. Well, I meant to bring you this video yesterday and that obviously didn't happen, and so I was going to do it first thing this morning, and well, that didn't happen either, but I am here now, have some more great new things to show you. This is actually two orders that we got in yesterday. I've kind of combined them together. So let me jump in and show you what we got in. First of all, we got back in the Funny Farm. This is so hard to show you. Let me come out here because I want to show you some samples. Put it on the table where I think you can see it a little bit better. We got the Funny Farm stamp set from Tim Holtz back in stock. This has all these great farm animals on here with kind of punny sentiments. There's a total of 8 different animals on here. They have a really fun, whimsical style. And we do have a class coming up here in a couple of weeks using these. This is a class that Jan did, and I absolutely love these. They are so much fun. So I was really excited that we were able to get the stamp set back in. It had been out of stock for a little while. So that came back in. We also got back in more of this fun new stencil from Julie Fayfan Balzer and the Crafters Workshop called Dash Triangles. Also got in some Avery Elle. We got back in the Peekaboo Pets. This one had been out of stock for a little while. It has all these cute little animals, and they're peekaboo because you can see their little paws or their wings are separate stamps and dies so that you can make them peek out of all different kinds of things. One of the things that they could be peeking out of is this cute market stand, also from Avery Elle. Color bursts. These are not new colors, but I have been out of color bursts for a while, and I was like, I need to get some back in. I actually have a class I want to do. We're going to be using some color bursts, so I did get a few of the colors back in. I also got back in more of the VersaFine Clair ink pad. This is the black. This is a really wonderful pigment ink that gives you really crisp, full coverage, which you can see here on this silhouette stamp. That was not stamped with the Misty. It was just stamped one time with the stamp mounted on an acrylic block, and you can see how beautiful and solid that image is. But the fine part of VersaFine comes in. This is a very fine sentiment. This is a Clair stamp, and that was also stamped with the VersaFine Clair. So it is really great. I am working on getting more colors in, but the black is one that everybody really likes, and so I have more of those in. Also got in some acrylic blocks. I had been out of those, and I knew I needed to get some in. And it's always nice to have some extra ones. I really like this little set here. This has 5 little mini blocks that go from 1 inch up to 2 inches. So this is great for all those sets that have lots of little things on them. Also got back in a 3x4 block. This is a really good basic size to use for a lot of different things. So got some of those back in. All right, let's move on to some brand new things. First of all, we got in the new Dina Wakley paint colors. She has 6 new colors, and these are kind of all pale. I think maybe a little bit desert inspired because, of course, Dina does live in Arizona, and I really like these paler colors. There is apricot and heather. There is carnation, a pretty pink. Aloe, which may be a little hard for you to tell. It's kind of a real pale sagey green. And mineral, which is a pretty gray blue. And finally sand, which is a pale tan. So I don't know, maybe have to do a paint pouring kit with those. I think that would be really pretty. Most of the ones we've done have been really bold colors, but I think having a pour with some of these pale colors could be really, really beautiful. All right, next up we have some new stamps and dies from Concord and Ninth. The first one is Big Thanks, and you can see here that in fact you do have the word thanks in great big letters. You might notice that these are all individual. It's the letters and thanks are not all attached together, which gives you a lot of options for how you can arrange them and stamp them. There's also other sentiment pieces that you can combine with your thanks. And there is also a die that goes with it. This is so much fun. And so you can see one of the things you could do is you could arrange your letters so that you could stamp them on top of your die cut. Another fun new one, feathers are always popular, and this is a really great set. It is called Feathered, and you can see you have these different feathers and feather pieces. This is a solid silhouette feather. This is an outline. Here is one that you can stamp over the outline or the solid one. It has the two feather pieces. And then here you have one that's somewhat solid, but you can see it has an open area, and that's because you actually have flowers that you can stamp in there. So that is very, very cool. You also have the chevrons there, and there's another feather piece and some sentiments. And of course, there is a die set to go along with that one. I especially like this little squiggly stitchy one. I think that one is really fun, and it would be really fun on there. There you can see that one is a stitched feather as well. So I think that's lots of fun. Jan is actually planning a class, I think a class in May, if I recall, using the feathered set, and I think a class in June using this thanks set. So watch for those on the calendar. Before I go on and show you some new papers, let me just show you a few samples with those two, because I think you will get a better idea if you can see some samples that they have. This is from the Concord and 9th website, and here you can see some different samples of what you can do with that feather. There's one you can see. They've really built it up with lots of different colors. There they've actually used that stitching not on the feather, but oh, nope, that's actually a different one. I think it says happiness. I'm not familiar with that one. All right, so here is Big Thanks. Let me show you some samples with that. So there you can see, looks like they've cut out the letters from the die from different colors and stamped on top of them. There is just the die by itself. There again, they've stamped on top of the die cut. And here they've just taken the letters, the stamp, and arranged it. And I think that's really fun how they've done that. So anyhow, yep, that was a word. I think it said happy or happiness or something on that. All right, let me show you real quick the Avery L. There are the peekaboo pets. There you can see they're peeking out of the die. And here is a sample of them in the market stand. So you can see how fun those are. All right. Last thing I want to show you are some new papers. I'm excited about these. First up, we have some fun kind of springy papers. Love this one. This one has little green frogs all over it, as well as daisies. And the back side of it is all of these cute little daisies. This one, I love kind of these stripes on here. I love all these bright colors. And the back side of it is just these cute little blue on blue clouds. Never get tired of succulents, so when I saw this cactus paper, I had to get some of this in. And the back side of it is just a polka dot. And the same way with llamas. There is some new llama paper. Love these little guys. And the back side of it is a really fun stripe. All right, and lastly in paper, we have one of the latest releases from Graphic 45. This is their Kaleidoscope collection, and I am so excited about this one because I would say that these are very ungraphic 45 colors. They are really, really bright colors, and I absolutely love them. It has a little bit of a kind of safari African animal type theme, but it's mostly the colors that I am excited about. All these gorgeous bright colors. You can see here we have the peacock feathers. And I just might tell you that Lynn is planning a class also in May using this papers and doing a kind of a book box with it. So watch for that on there. Here we've got some more peacocks. And here is the back side of that. There we have some zebras are also part of this collection. First I was kind of surprised that they had just kind of this black and tan paper. I'm like, well, what happened to all the color? But the more I thought about it, I really like it because sometimes you kind of need something to give your eye a break from all that color. And there is the back side of it, kind of a little bit of a checked pattern on the back. But here we are back to bright colors. Here we have the elephants and the zebras, more elephants down there in that border strip. And here again with the peacock feathers. And this one I really like. I like all these words and all these bright rainbow colors on here. And just a nice purple print on the back. If you like elephants, this is the paper for you. Look at all these colorful elephants on here. Almost kind of a batik look to them. And here we have a really wild, I think maybe a zebra print in oranges on the back. And here, these pretty rainbow swirls. And here, just some tone-on-tone swirls. And finally, the cut-apart sheet that has, there we see the peacock and the elephants. Down here we have the zebra and another peacock. And there is the back side of that. So can't wait to see what Lynn comes up with for that class. Last thing I wanted to show you, yesterday I showed you some of the new faux leathers we got in. And I got another shipment today, so I think I have one more that I'm still waiting on, but I thought I would share with you what we got in today. This one is little white polka dots on a black background. This is a really bright, shiny, kind of almost foil look in gold with this texture. Here we have a little skinny black and white stripe. Here is a silver foil texture. And here we have some beautiful cork. This is so soft, and you can see it has some foil in there, embedded in there. I got quite a few of this one because I knew I was going to like this one. So again, I'm waiting on one more shipment, but as soon as I have a chance, I will do some samples and put together some sample packs with these faux leathers because they'll be great with the Tailored Expressions mixed media dyes that we got in yesterday. All right, that is going to do it for right now. I actually still have one more box that I've opened, but that's about it. I need to check it in. I'm really going to work and try and get that done today so I can come back and share that with you later today. In the meantime, I hope you have a great afternoon, and we look forward to seeing you soon. Goodbye.